What's up, bikers and road lovers? Welcome to Let's Talk Biker Life with me, Maxi the Biker. Whether you are a Harley rider or sport bike or just love the culture of being a biker, you're warm welcome. As I said, this is Maxi the Biker. I have been doing YouTube for over a year now and been riding motorcycles for 3 years. So, if you are new to my channel, please make sure to support me by hitting that subscription button and like the content that you like. So, today, obviously, it's quite casual biker talk. We will go over things like the ride of your life. We could go over what was the scariest ride that you have done, what was the funniest, and then we talk about a little bit of bike, uh, different kind of bikes, gears that is your favorite on top of your head, and we will also go into a little bit of the bike culture and the community out there, and then we could wrap it up by some questions and answers. So bear with me. And if you have any questions, or please go ahead and write whatever you like. Not whatever you like, but try to keep it within the biker life in the live chat. So let us begin with the ride life. I would say I have always been passionate about riding motorcycle, and since I was a child, I used to ride motocross from time to time, some street bikes. Uh, but then, when I used to live abroad in Australia, as you probably don't know, I'm from Sweden. Fortunately or unfortunately, the fortunate part is a great country to live in. Unfortunately, part as a biker, it's very limited of the time that you could actually enjoy the ride in a good weather. Uh, so yeah, my I decided, I think it was 2017, that I'm gonna get my riding license. Then a few times it got pushed away, but in the end, in 2022, I think it was, I got my motorcycle license, and freedom got started. And I would say I have always had this imagination of riding motorcycle would give the total freedom, and I was damn right. Riding a motorcycle is absolutely something magical, and I think it's hard to explain for someone what it is really about, because every time you're in a family gathering or meet with other people and you say that you ride motorcycle, they were like, "Oh, it's dangerous. You should not doing it. It's so dangerous. You could die." Blah blah blah. You know what? Fully understand your opinion if you think like that, but if you truly get into riding a motorcycle, you would understand. Wow, it is quite addictive, and it's not the cheapest addiction you could have, because you always want something new with your bike, some new gear or something else. But you know what? Joy cost, and for this kind of joy, every single penny is definitely worth it. So let's dig into my personal experience when it comes to getting into riding. The first thing I would say is that the way that uh, riding a motorcycle relieve some of the stress or anxiety that you have, it's something magical that I have never felt with anything else. Like every day when I ride to work, I come in like a superhero, super happy, like relieved, full of energy. And end of the day, when work have been stressful, you have been a lot of things to do. That half an hour home, when I'm coming home, I'm totally cleared from everything that had to do with work. I'm fresh like a newborn. Uh, so I think when it comes to men's mental health, biker riding a motorcycle and being in a biker community actually helps a lot to have a, how do you say, a healthier psyche. And we see around the world like different communities like Gentleman Rides, how they have done a magnificent job to supporting men's that have issues with their mental health. And kudos to them and the work that they are doing. Like Mark, that are founder of Gentleman Ride. Kudos, man. You are doing a fantastic job, and what you have built is truly a legacy. Uh, let's go into the one of the best rides that I have had, and one of the scariest. I would start with the scariest one first. Uh, I think something to have in your mind always when you are riding alone, or if you are riding in group, is to always have safetyness of yourself, of the rest of the group, or the people on the road. Put it on the first thing in your mind, because uh, unfortunately, this season when we were out on a group ride, one of our brothers went down quite badly, and that was one of the scariest thing that I have ever experienced. Because when you before you start a ride, everyone are super happy, pumped up. They were like, "Yeah, let's go, let's ride, let's do this." And then when something unfortunate like that happened, it kind of give you a perspective of how fragile you are on a motorcycle. So if you're out there and doing stunts or going crazy on the curves or so on, sure, all the respect to that, do that. But riding motorcycle, I think you should always, whatever you are doing wheelies or you are doing burnouts, or I don't know, do it with a limitation that you actually could manage that motorcycle, and also to the limitations that no one else would get harmed. But your life is also important. You're out there enjoying your ride, and you should always know that you have the loved ones at home that are waiting for you, and don't make them to regret that they accepted that you're a biker and you go out. And then, like, anything could happen, but the best thing that you could do is to always make sure that it's not happening on your watch, and you are not the reason for that. The best rides, I think, I have a brother of mine, Effect Man, that are also our road captain, and kudos to him if he's watching or not. He always take us on some spectacular rides, and every time we find a new, or he find, I'm not doing much, he find a new route for us that we actually enjoy. And something that I really look forward is for the coming year, that we both have decided that we're gonna go on a little bit longer ventures, and perhaps exploring more of the Norways, and that's gonna be really fun. And therefore, if you are new to my channel, make sure to subscribe. Then you will see our adventures that will come in 2026. So let's see. what is your most favorite road to ride? I would say there is uh, here in Gothenburg, there is a road from like Gothenburg to Hellingsjö. And that one is my favorite because it got all the curves that you need. It's just by the lake. You're It's a kind of beautiful scenic road that is actually my kind of short therapy road. Every time I want to just clear my head, I do that one, and it's probably from Gothenburg. There is roughly 45 minutes and back. So that one is definitely one of my favorite road, and the positive part is that it's close to where I live. So yeah, that's answers to you, my dear. So, any other questions from anyone that are in the live with us? Otherwise, we move on to segment number 2, and that is gear and bike talk. Let's discuss my bike setup and upgrades that I did. Obviously, let's go back to my little bit history of the bikes that I have owned. When I got my motorcycle license after a few months, I think it was, I was test riding different motorcycles, get to know what I like, what I don't like. And my first motorcycle became actually the Ducati Cafe Racer or Scrambler Cafe Racer from 2019. And it's the silver blue uh, editions that came out in 2019 and was continued to 2021, I think, and they discontinued Cafe Racer on the Scrambler collections or whatever you call it. That motorcycle, I had eye on it already since 2019 when it came out because I thought it was a beautiful bike straight out from the factory, had all the designs or all the look that you needed for a bike. And I'm a huge lover of cafe races because I think they are so cool. No, not much stuff on them, but just engine and frame and a saddle, which made this motorcycle really special for me. I had a name for it, Angela Blue, and had that motorcycle for over 3 years, I think, and many memorable miles on that motorcycle. Unfortunately, I had to let it go, but I let it to go for a beast that I had this season, and that was Ducati X Diavel. X Diavel is truly a beast. Uh, I had an eye for them as well. You know, as a biker, you have eye on many bikes that you would desire to have. But that one was actually one of the best bikes that I have owned because, god damn it, it was so powerful. 165 horsepower on a 1260 engine. Damn, Ducati knew what they did. And by the look of the X Diavel, you look at a cruiser. But soon as you sit on it and start to ride, you realize that, don't get fooled. This might be a cruiser, but no, it's a Ducati. And I actually, few times when I was riding with the sport bike, they were surprised that I could actually catch up with them and just be on their tails. So that motorcycle was absolutely brilliant. Some few stuff that I liked with the Scrambler more than what I did with the Diava was perhaps the Scrambler was easier to manage in the city, or as for me that commuted to work on daily basis. The Scrambler was so much, how do you say, lean and smooth to get around the traffic, lane split or so on. But But the Diavel was a little bit, as it is heavier bike as well, it was a little bit challenging to do that. But on the longer rides, the power that you had, if you're gonna overtake some cars and so on, you really felt more comfortable with the XDL due to the power that it had, and you could quickly just overtake some cars and get back in your lane. So for the future, will you reveal your next bike? Good question. I'm actually in the phase of looking what's next, and at the moment, I'm pretty confident which bike I will go with because I have been looking at them, been looking at the reviews for that motorcycle, and been test riding it for a longer period of time. And certain to your question, it will be a Harley Davidson Pan America. And the reason for that is when I said previously that we're gonna do a little bit longer journeys. Therefore, a bike like a Pan America, it's made for that, and it has everything that we need to be riding longer rides comfortably. You could do both off-road and on-road riding without any problem. So yeah, Pan America is the next one. I'm still shopping or window shopping around and see which is the best one with the best parts that comes with it and so on. But that will be the next bike. So a little bit to the gears. I always protection is super important, and I always wear my C certified gears because unless the few rides that I do without any gears, but I still always have gloves, shoes, or boots, and biker pants, protected biker pants on. And it could be some times that I have just a t-shirt and my leather vest. But in my leather vest, something that is interesting is that I have a back protection always in my vest. So slightly protected at least. But I would say when it comes to the gears, I always like to match stuff things. And now with Maxi and Brothers, the brand that we have launched, we are able to help both you, but also for myself, to have customized jackets, leather gloves, leather vest, or whatever it is. So I think styling with being a biker is one of the top priorities. You always try to match your gears with your motorcycle and so on. So that would be the part for the gears and bike talks. Let's dive into the biker culture and biker community. When I started riding motorcycle, as I got Ducati, the first thing that I did was to join the Swedish Ducati club, and that was one of the best things that I did, because both when it comes to the great people that are in the Swedish Ducati club, and also the experience that you get by riding with them, because the majority of the dudes are riding on a track. Not that I'm doing it, but the experience that you get from them, and by riding with them and see how they are actually leaning into curves or braking before curves and so on, it have actually improved my riding significantly, and I'm thankful to each one of them of things that I have learned thanks to them. But then I think 1 year ago, I found Sons of Cyrus by searching on Instagram. I was looking for Persian motorcycle clubs, and Son of Cyrus came up. And funny part is that I was looking through the videos from brothers in Iran and saw that, wow, that video looks to be in Sweden. So I wrote to them and they said that, yeah, we are in Sweden as well. Got in contact with the president of Sweden, Bijan. Bijan, if you're watching, kudos to you and thanks that you are doing so much for our club and making sure that we always have a good time when we are together. So I joined Son of Cyrus, and that was the highlight of my biker experience, because not only are we now sharing the interest of our motorcycles, but we're also sharing culture, which makes it a beautiful mixture of things that makes it even more enjoyable. Once we ride together, we have our certain way of joking and doing so on. So, and biking community for me, I think it's one of the positive or valuable aspects of riding motorcycle. It's the brotherhood, because wherever you are, when you're outing on a motorcycle, you always see someone on the road, and you just, what's up? And that's something beautiful that bring together bikers in one big brotherhood. You don't have to know the other person. As soon as you're on a bike and they're on a bike, you automatically kind of become a brother. And that's quite unique. I think there is a few other communities like that, that when they see each other on the road, they greet each other, and it could be Jeep Wrangler owners, it could be the Ford Raptor owners, and so on. And if you know any, please write in the comment so we can have a discussion about that. Uh, but I think when it comes also to the biker community or the brotherhood that you are desire to join, make sure that you have the same kind of the interest, the way that you are riding. Perhaps like with Son of Cyrus, the majority of the members are riding cruisers, but we have also some cafe racers, we have some adventure bikes. You need to have a certain mindset of how you're riding and how you are like to ride. So you are not coming with whatever, with a cruiser to a sport bike group, because then you will not have that joy. So the last part, let's see if we have any more questions. Or let's see. Yeah. This was actually my first time I go live. I was quite stressed before that, but I think on a regular basis, I don't know, but perhaps Saturday 1 o'clock Central European time is not the best one, but I will try to find some statistic when it's the best time for my viewers and my subscribers to join this live stream, and we take it from there. It was great to seeing you all. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you like my content, and like and share. And always remember, when you are riding, enjoy it fully, but make sure that you're always safe and you get home to your family, because that's the most important part of riding motorcycle. Get back home to your family and the loved one, because they're always waiting for you. Have a great weekend. I wish you all the best.